Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to continue with our platformer using Unity Playground to develop it. We will fix the background and the camera movements, and there's some problems with the friction on the surfaces, so we'll just fix the movements, etc. and fine-tune things a bit. Okay, let's get cracking. We left off the last time having created our platforms, our little robot we added in, and our background, which I wasn't too happy with. Let's delete that and get it working properly. We want it tiled. So BG Green Hills, drag in, and before you resize it, make sure you change the settings here. So draw mode, make it tiled, tile mode continuous, and now we can drag it up and resizing. Okay, make sure that the base is in line with the bottom of your bottommost tile, and we can tweak that by just changing. You can drag left and right on the Y value or any of the labels to change them. Right, this is good for tweaking it slightly when you can't get it quite right in the editor itself. Let's just save that. That looks good. Okay, let's press play. Always test. Even something as small as this can give you problems, trust me. As we can see, the problem we have here is the lack of background at the bottom and the left here. So what we can do is go to the main camera and just prevent the camera from going further than the bottom where there is no background and further to the left. So you can change it by selecting limits, use bounds, and here you can resize. Just make sure it aligns properly with the left of your bricks on the left hand side, and then with the right of your bricks on the right hand side. Just zoom in. We want it to align perfectly. Okay, it might not seem important, but trust me, these are the small details that will irritate your user or get them to come back and play your games. So get into the habit of not overlooking these small details, and might seem like unnecessary perfection, but this is going to separate you from everyone else out there. And there's so many people making games these days, you can't afford to get complacent. Okay, so let's save this. Get into the habit of saving often. Let's play. Okay, there we go. So we're not seeing the background at the bottom. Let's check the right. Right hand side is fine. Okay, it's a very small level, but we are just having a good practice run here. Okay, see, I cannot jump on the top anymore. I wonder what happened. Change my robot. Let's go with jump strength. Make it 350. Let's press play. See, my character gets stuck sometimes on the ground. Okay, you can jump on top now. Okay, let's fix that, because that's very irritating when you get stuck. The problem is a lack of a physics material. Let's go into assets and right click, create a folder. You see all these other folders are all Unity Playgrounds. Okay, so I'm going to create a folder called my folder. Usually if I have the name of a game created, so let's just call it Robot Guy. Okay, go in there, let's create a new folder, and we're going to call it physics materials. Go into that, right click, create new physics material, 2D. Remember, physics material 2D, and we are going to call this ground physics material. I like to give my items long names, because trust me, when you start creating bigger projects, that can become a problem. Okay, so it's got friction and bounciness. Let's give it bounciness of 0.5. This will say how much something that collides with it bounces. I think it's, if it's 1, it's the highest, and if it's 0, there's no bounce at all. Friction, the less there is, the more slippery your surface is, and the higher it is. I think up to 1 is the max. If I'm not mistaken, I need to just double check that and let you guys know. If 1 is the highest, then it will basically, your character won't even move. So let's see what this does. Oh. I created the material, but I did not apply it to my tile map. So come into your hierarchy, select your tile map, and in material you can either drag your physics material onto it here, or you can click on the little dot, and we will select ground physics material. Okay, before we carry on, we need to add a physics material to our robot as well. Physics material 2D robot physics material. Let's make sure I spell that correctly. Let's change bounciness to 0.5 as well here. Friction 0.4, let's leave it at that. And robot, on our collider, we will find material and select your robot physics material. Let's save this, press play. And movement should be a lot better. You can see now he's actually bouncing off the ground. See, I don't notice him getting stuck anyway. Okay, great. Sorry about the recording. It seems to be stuttering a bit. I think just my recording software that's giving me some issues, but it usually runs really smoothly. So my robot was disappearing on the top. Oh, that's because of my main camera. As I was jumping, let's just change the bounds. Let's increase this higher. Not that, I want you. Let's just check if that works. Why is it disappearing on the top there? I don't know if you noticed that. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now until I figure that out. I don't want to waste too much time here. I'm sure I have everything set up correctly in terms of the layer levels. So robot already in layer 0. BG Green Hills. Oh, whoops. You see, that should be a -1. So Unity doesn't know in which order, so we've got multiple images. Our robot is just an image at the moment, with some components added to it to give it behavior. Now BG Green Hills is an image as well, so as it's rendering, in other words drawing everything, it will not know which item to select and draw first. So we can tell it what to do by setting order in layer. And we're setting it to -1, and our robot is set to 0. So it will start from the lowest number, in this case our background, draw that first, and then draw everything else on top of it. Okay, tile map. Order in layer should be 0 as well. Okay, so we just really want our background to be -1. Let's test this out. Good, that's a lot better. So guys, I'm not going to edit out a lot of stuff unless I'm really wasting a lot of time. I want you guys to see what the process is like. Sometimes, you know, you can be doing this stuff for years and years, and sometimes you just forget, and you have to go in and fiddle around and debug and try to figure out what you've missed out. And that is actually how development works, you know. So you'll see a lot of tutorials where people are just showing you exactly what to do and not explaining their thought processes to you. And I do not want to do that. I want you to see that it can be a bit of a struggle sometimes. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. For the next lesson, we'll add in some enemies, some killer bees. I think will look nice, or maybe some trolls. I think we've got, let me just have a look here. Also zombies, and get them to move around, and maybe add in a user interface. Okay, see you guys then.